Assalamualaikum and hi to everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. So in this video, we will discuss about the unguided media or wireless as the medium for transmit the signal. So unguided media transport the electromagnetic wave without using a physical conductor. So it's go through the air. So this type of communication is often referred as the wireless communication. Why we need the wireless communication? Because we want to reduce the space that we have. Okay, then the unguided media being implemented. So these unguided media, they have their own frequencies. So the electromagnetic spectrum for the wireless communication starting at 3 kilohertz, okay, until we have 900 terahertz. 3 kilohertz until 300 gigahertz is belong to the radio wave and the microwave. 300 gigahertz until 400 terahertz is belong to the infrared, and the rest is belong to the light wave. So you should remember this spectrum for the electromagnetic. Okay, this one are the propagation method. Basically, we have the ionosphere, ground propagation. This one, the ionosphere. So we have the ground propagation, sky propagation, and line of sight propagation. So ground propagation, we have 2 megahertz. Below 2 megahertz, we call for the ground propagation. Sky propagation between 2 to 30 megahertz, and line of sight propagation above 300 megahertz. Okay, this one is the band of the frequency. Okay, let's say here we have VLC, very low frequency. So the range of the frequency is between 3 until 30 kilohertz. The type of propagation is ground propagation. So this band is used for the long range radio navigation. The next one, we have the LF, low frequency, between 30 kilohertz until 300 kilohertz. The type of propagation is ground and used for the radio beacons and navigational locator. Okay, that part we use the frequency between 30 until 300 kilohertz. Okay, the next band is middle frequency. So starting at 300 kilohertz until 3 megahertz, it uses the sky propagation. Example, we have the radio AM, amplitude modulation radio. And then we have high frequency known as HF, between 3 until 30 megahertz, use the sky propagation. This one application of the aircraft communication and citizen band and ship. So aircraft communication and ship communication, we use this high frequency. Okay, the next one we have VHF, very high frequency, starting from 30 until 300 megahertz. It use sky and line of sight propagation. Okay, we have VHF TV and radio FM, frequency modulation radio. The next one, we have the UHF. This one is ultra high frequency, 300 megahertz until 3 gigahertz. It used the line of sight propagation, usually for the cellular phone, for the paging, and for the satellite communication. The next one, we have the SHF, super high frequency, from 3 until 30 gigahertz. Use the line of sight propagation and for the satellite communication. Okay, and then we also have the extremely high frequency EHF, the range between 30 until 300 gigahertz, use the propagation of line of sight. This one used for the radar and satellite communication. So these are the difference between frequencies of the signal. Okay, the next one is about the transmission based on the wireless transmission wave. We have three parts. This one is refer back to the electromagnetic spectrum. We have the radio wave, we have the microwave, we have the infrared, we have the light wave. But we only discuss about the radio, micro, and infra. Okay, radio wave are used for multicast communication, such as AM and FM radio, television, maritime radio, cordless phone, and paging system. So when we use our phone, we use the radio wave. Frequencies is between 3 kilohertz until 1 gigahertz. That is the frequency of the communication. Okay, this wave is omnidirectional, propagated in all directions in the sky moon. The advantage of this wave can travel for the long distance. So that's why we can do communication through television, radio, and paging system using this radio wave. Okay, this one is the antenna for the omnidirectional. So that means it can spread the signal omnidirectional. The next one, we have the microwave. This wave is used for the unicast communication. Okay, before this, multicast. Radio wave is multicast. Microwave is used for the unicast communication, such as cellular telephone, satellite network, and wireless LAN. The frequency for this wave is between 1 until 300 gigahertz. It is unidirectional. It uses unidirectional antenna and narrowly focused, which means that the sending and the receiving antenna need to be aligned. So line of sight, because it is unidirectional, so the propagation mode is line of sight, and very high frequency cannot penetrate the wall. Means that using the microwave, a very high frequency cannot penetrate the wall. Dinding-dinding tidak boleh ditembusi. Okay, these are the antenna that we use for the unidirectional signal or wave. So the first one, we have dish antenna. So it's very focused, and then it uses the reflection in order to transmit the wave. And then another one, we have the horn antenna. It look like tanduk kononnya. So it use the reflection again. Okay, from this one, and then reflect, transmit. Okay, the next wave is the infrared signal. This one can be used for the short range communication using the line of sight propagation. I believe you don't have the experience using your laptop with the infrared and your mobile with the infrared, and then when you want to transfer the file or the audio file, you need to make it in the parallel situation. You need to make it close together in order to transmit the file from your phone to your laptop. Okay, so basically we use that infrared technology in order to transmit data or do transmission in the short range communication. Okay, this one we have used for the keyboard, mouse, PC, and printers. And the frequencies starting at 300 gigahertz until 400 terahertz. It has the high frequency and cannot penetrate the wall. It only for the short range communication. Standard rate is between 7.5 kilobit per second, means the data rate, for the distance up to the 8 meters, only short distance. So that's all for the guided and unguided transmission media. So basically in transmission medium, we have two types of transmission medium, guided and unguided. You should know how to differentiate between guided and the unguided, and what are the example of the guided and unguided. So basically for the unguided, we will talk more about the frequency, the application, and which wave that we should use for certain communication. So that's all for this video. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.